Hi everyone, I want you to take a look at your screen and pronounce the following words on your own. We have the word tap, tag, tab, and tan. Now I want you to identify the element that separates the word tap from the rest. If you got it right, the element that we're looking for is letter P or the sound P. Let's try to change the letter P to G or to B or N. It creates another word, right? And so is meaning. And if we try to divide the word and identify the sounds that comprise the word tap, we will get the sound t, e, and p, which makes up the word tap. And same goes with the other words here. So these small units of sounds are what we call phonemes. So what are phonemes? Linguistically speaking, phonemes are the smallest unit of speech distinguishing one word from the other. And in some languages, where the variant sounds of P can change meaning, they are classified as separate phonemes. Additionally, phonemes are based on spoken language and may be recorded with special symbols such as those of the International Phonetic Alphabet, which I've given as a quiz and activity. Remember, do you still remember that in quizzes where I ask you to answer following symbols and identify the word that represent that sounds? Okay, those are part of the IPA symbols. Later on, I'll be showing you that. So today in our lesson, we are going to tackle about consonant, vowels, diphthongs, monophthongs, triphthongs, and the IPA symbols as well. But first, let's go with the alphabet. So as early as kindergarten, we are already taught of the symbols, the letters that make up the alphabet. So we have 5 vowels, A, E, I, O, U, and 21 consonants, B, C, D, and so on. And when we were a child, we are already familiar on how these letters are being pronounced. And that is why we have the vowels and the consonant sounds. So what are these? Let's go first with the short vowel sounds and long vowel sounds. As an example, I have written here the words ant, egg, income, and orange. So that's how fast or swiftly I have pronounced these words because in short vowel sounds, you're going to pronounce it shorter than usual. Whereas in long vowel sounds, in examples equal, iron, open, and uniform, if you have noticed, the vowel sounds are pronounced longer. So that's how you identify the short vowel sounds and long vowel sounds in a word. Aside from vowel sounds, we also have the consonant sounds. We don't actually have a lot of problems on vowel sounds, but we do have a lot in consonant sounds because these are quite confusing. Some people pronounce some letters differently. For example, the letter V and letter B. So in letter V, we have the words vase, vow, love, and novel. So in letter B, we have the following examples. We have the base, vow, love, and noble. So some people have a struggle pronouncing this word. So instead of saying love, do you love me? Diba? They make the letter V B and vice versa. Diba? So it's quite confusing if you are not really pronouncing the word right. It may create another meaning, or your listener might interpret another meaning. Diba? So in English, we have to be very careful on what we are saying, how we pronounce words, right? Because we don't want to make our listeners confused on what we are saying. So aside from that, some people also struggle pronouncing words with letter F and P. So let's have these examples. Please pronounce these words on your own. We have the word fast, thrift, shift, and fail. So F is being emphasized on each words. So let's have P. Fast, tripped, shipped, and fail. And same with letter V and B. Some words are being pronounced incorrectly, diba? Especially if the speakers are not aware of the different sounds that surround the words or the sentences when they are communicating. So it's really hard actually. Sometimes, even though you are a very good speaker, okay, others might still mispronounce some words, right? Because some words are really hard to pronounce. Let's admit that. And all we can do is to speak a little slowly and make sure that we are following the sounds or the proper way to pronounce a word. So I hope that you don't get confused with those words, lalo na if we are conducting a drill or simulation. Example dito yung mga tongue twister, right? So tongue twisters are designed to practice the different sounds, the vowels, the consonants in English. So it's a very good practice if you want to enhance your pronunciation skills. It's a good help. So aside from V and B, F and P, we also have the letters S and Z. So these examples, I have given a differentiation between these two. So we have the word cups, roots, cats, and cough. So letter Z naman tayo, we have lives, guys, cars, and goes. So in pronouncing these sounds in a word, we actually follow rules. So when do we pronounce the word S and Z? So I'm sorry, I place the explanation on the wrong side, but let's go first with letter S. So we say S when the word ends in voiceless. When we say voiceless, these are the example. We have the P, T, K, F, and TH sound. Yung voiceless TH sound natin, yung example niya is think. Magkaiba kasi siya sa voice na TH. Ang example naman nun, the. May vibration kasi kapag voice. Pag voiceless, wala. Ano lang siya, hangin. So let's try to take a look at the examples. Does it end with P? Yes. Does it end with voiceless TH? Yes. T. And then we have, I think I have um, included a wrong word here. The word cough. That's not included in this example. But anyway, for the following given examples, we have followed the rule in pronouncing letter S. We cannot say cubs, right? Or roots, cats, right? It's a little awkward, but that's the rule that we need to follow if we are pronouncing words that ends with letter S. Now let's move on to letter Z. So when do we pronounce a word ending in Z? So we say Z when the words ends in a vowel or voice sound like M, N, L, B, D, V, G, voice TH or R sound. Ito na yung sinasabi kong voice TH, yung the, and so on. And we have the voice sounds like M, N, L, B, D, V, J, and so on. So let's take a look at the examples. We have followed the rule properly. So we have lives, we have guys, cars, and goes. So that's how you pronounce the words that ends with letter S and Z. Now let's move on to SH and ZH sounds. This is more confusing than the letter S and Z alone. So, naglagay na lang ako ng examples just to differentiate. So, you try to pronounce these words on your own or you follow after me. So, in SH, we have the words shop, chef, and special. Okay, let's repeat. Shop, chef, special. Okay, that's for SH sound. Let's move on to ZH. In ZH, ito naman yung naghalong Z and H. Example, we have usual, massage, Asia, right? So it's not as simple as SH. Some people are confused with that. Some says Asia, but instead we say Asia. Some says massage, right? But the correct pronunciation is massage and usual. Z and H blends together in coming up with these words. So I hope that you have pronounced these words correctly on your own. Now that we have found out the vowel sounds and consonant sounds, let's now go to knowing what syllables are. So when we say syllables, these are the smallest unit of pronunciation. So how do we know the number of syllables in a word? Let's take a look at these examples. We have the word mouse, we have one. Rabbit, we have two syllables, the ra and the bit. Third, we have kangaroo, we have three syllables, kang, ya, and ru. Four syllables for barracuda, and five syllables for hippopotamus. So that's how you identify the number of syllables in a word. So you must be very careful in identifying the number of words in a sentence because some sentence may appear to have two syllables when in fact there's only one, such as the word stop, right? Some people um, says that it has two syllable, but actually it only has one syllable only because we do not consider S as a unit of sound. Okay, we pronounce the word stop. Okay, S and T goes together. That's why it's just one syllable. Okay, so now we are moving into identifying the monophthong, diphthong, and the triphthong. So let's go first with monophthong. So monophthong is where there is one vowel sound in a syllable. So let's have these examples. The word apple, okay, which is represented by these IPA symbols. So in apple, we only have one sound here, the a, which is represented by this symbol. Next, we have the word set, e, set, represented by this symbol as well. We also have tip. We also have top, represented by this symbol. We have the word cut, represented by this symbol as well. When you see this symbol, okay, it means that the vowel is pronounced shorter. Okay, so we have the word cut. Next, we have boot, okay, represented by the symbol. And then lastly, we have system. We have this symbol, letter. Parang I siya na malaki. So, in monophthong, all you have to remember is that in taking a look at the vowel in a word, um, look for the pronunciation or the sound. If the vowel only has one sound, meaning hindi siya nagbe-blend to other vowels, ibig sabihin, it's under monophthong. Okay? Isang vowel lang siya in a syllable. So, dito sa apple, we have the a as our first syllable. So, meron lang siyang isang vowel sound. That is why it's called monophthong. And same true with the other examples that are written here. So, monophthong, from the word itself, we have one vowel sound in a syllable. Okay? So what about diphthong? In diphthong, we have two vowel sounds in a syllable. Dito naman, sa isang syllable, yung vowel natin, it's a combination of two vowel sounds. For example, the word tape. So it's a combination of the vowel E and I. We also have the word ice, combination of A and I vowel. And then we have the rope, combination of O and U. And then we have the cube, combination of E and U vowel. So Q, this pronunciation U is represented by this vowel sound or IPA symbol JU because it's pronounced longer. Okay, so that's how you look for two vowel sounds in a syllable. So if you found out that in a syllable there are two vowel sounds, then we call that diphthong. It's a combination of two vowel sounds. Okay, and next we have triphthong. In triphthong naman, from the word itself, we have three vowel sounds in a word, and actually the last vowel on this one are the schwa sounds. Schwa sounds are the unstressed vowels or syllables in a word. So here, triphthongs are three vowel sounds that occur consecutively and can be separated in different syllables. So we have five types of triphthong. So here they are. We have the symbol I plus the schwa sound. Schwa sounds are commonly pronounced as Parang siyang may parang ganun siya. So, as an example, we have layer. So, we have EI, combination of EI na vowel sound. So, dalawa na yon plus the schwa sound, which makes it three. Kaya siya triphthong. So, we have layer. So, notice when you pronounce it, layer. 'Di ba? May tatlong vowel sounds that we are pronouncing every time we utter this word. Layer, E-I, and then the schwa sound. Layer, mayor, and then player, right? So we have the symbol EI and the schwa sound. So aside from that, we also have the AI plus the schwa sound. For example, admire. So AI tapos schwa sound. Next, fire, and then higher. Okay. On the third type of triphthong, we have these examples: lawyer, royal, and soya. Okay, let's identify the combination of vowels in here. We have A and O. So lawyer, royal, royal, A-O, and then soya, A-O, and then schwa sound, Okay, so fourth type of triphthong, we have the OU. So we have lower, lower, O, U, tsaka schwa sound, R. Lower, slower, and mower. For the last type of triphthong, we have the AU. So we have power by AU and then the schwa sound, power, tower, hour. So imagine we only have four letters in this word, but we actually have three syllables in it. So that's how complicated and difficult it is to learn the English language, especially the system, the studies that surrounds it. So yeah, those are the types of triphthong that you have to get yourself familiar with. All right, so moving on for our last topic for today, we have here the IPA symbols. So I have given you sets of activity regarding this during our last meeting. I've asked you to identify what these symbols represents and how to transcribe the IPA symbols to create a particular word. So I will be providing this chart for you to memorize it if you can, or get yourself familiar with, because I'll be including this in your midterm exam. So I'll be asking you to transcribe the IPA symbols and find the word that represents it, or I will also ask you to identify the number of syllables that make up the word given. So please have a practice of pronouncing these words. The easiest way for you to remember this is to make and do a practice. And then also, you have to um, be familiar with the symbols. So, konti lang naman siya. And I will be providing some hints as well para hindi kayo malito, just like what you did on our former activities. So that's it. I hope that you've gotten some relevant information for today, and we'll see you again each other next meeting. Goodbye.